this lesson, we will focus on the relationship between social justice and open education. The pivotal role of education in fostering social justice is even more substantial in the case of open education, which is emerging as a promising avenue for the pursuit of both social justice and decolonization. The experiences of the majority of people worldwide are still at risk of being shaped by a small number of powerful institutions and a global elite, caused by the visibility and privileged publishing opportunities of Global North research compared to others. Even though the field of international development has been actively working on integrating decolonization into both theory and practice, traditional ideas of development rooted in hegemony are still hanging on. To break free from this dominance of development, scholars are pushing for a change in how we approach development education. They argue for a shift in ideology and understanding, moving away from the current dominant narratives of development. Considerable interest has been directed towards leveraging educational systems to counteract, ameliorate, or reverse the impacts of colonization, extending the process of decolonization even to the global north. In the realm of open education, OER and OEP opportunities abound to diversify curricula and challenge the dominance of Eurocentric and Western knowledge. OER, being educational materials released on an open license, afford the liberty of creation, sharing, use, and repurposing. This liberality permits educators and content creators to integrate a more extensive array of perspectives, voices, and knowledge systems, fostering a more inclusive and decolonized approach to education. It means not only focusing on the content, but also on the people, and involving them directly with their own voices and not through the rewardings of other authors. The democratization of knowledge is a key facet of open education, facilitated by the removal of barriers to access and participation in education. This newfound accessibility holds the potential to empower historically marginalized communities and individuals who have been underrepresented in formal education systems, allowing them to engage with educational resources, contribute their knowledge, and challenge the predominant narratives. The importance of local knowledge, indigenous knowledge systems, and community-based knowledge production find their legitimate place in open education, which is increasingly perceived as a pathway towards the promotion of social justice in educational domains. To collectively champion this transformative approach, transcending traditional paradigms and ushering in an era of inclusivity, diversity, and equitable education, we might need to reframe our ways to look at open education as a whole. In order to do that, let's get some help from an eye-opening keynote speech by Rajiv Jhangiani at OER21 conference during the COVID-19 pandemic. The conference had to move from presence to completely online in less than 2 months' time. It was a real global effort to make it a success, on top of the amazing performance of the organizing team at the Association of Learning Technologies, the leading professional body for learning technology in the UK. Rajiv was at that time Associate Vice President Teaching and Learning at Kwantlen Polytechnic University in British Columbia, Canada. His work on open pedagogy and on inclusive approaches is known and appreciated worldwide. If I can point you to one resource in particular, I would suggest taking a look at Open at the Margins, an open book that represents a starting point towards curating and centering marginal voices and non-dominant epistemic stances in open education. It includes the work of 43 diverse authors whose perspectives challenge the dominant hegemony. In the keynote, Curious Contradictions and Open-Ended Questions, we are partly sharing here, available under CC BY license for all to reuse. Rajiv tried to address key critical questions the whole open education community can benefit from trying to answer. The answers are still needed, and the critical approach they foster in practitioners can't be more up-to-date now too. These are the questions he suggests to consider. What does it mean to be open? Who gets to decide what is open enough? Is being open always a good thing? Can one employ closed means to achieve open ends? Can open means be used to advance closed ends? If open is the means, then what is the end? How can being open also be closed? How can being closed also be open? We couldn't find better ways to address these critical questions. Rajiv deserves to be known through his thoughtful contribution directly. Luckily for the whole community, he is willing to share his resources with an open license, and we can all benefit from it.